None of my artists had credit.
No.
I had to buy cars through company names.
So none of these yours.
Right. Snoop Dogg didn't have no credit.
Right, but see, that's where a lot of the artists get confused because they assume that these things belong to them, right? They feel like they worked hard and they don't know anything about, a lot of them don't know anything about purchasing cars or purchasing houses. So they're thinking, yeah, the company gave this to me, right? Well, no, the company gave it to you for as long as you're with the company. Like you said. So if anything, when you lose your job, you have to return this stuff. That's why they get.
But it's easy to trick the street nigga than it is that Fortune 500.
And that's why they do shit like this and they crash out because they don't understand. If you ask any of them, they all say I got messed up deals from the old rappers to the new ones. Why? Because you didn't know the business, not because we didn't know. It's because you didn't know. You feel me? So
when they say Scar. So when Scar died and Gucci told the family, I want that chain back, he's saying that because I'm still paying on that motherfucker.
Right, that's mine.
And it's mine. Right. And I'm not, and it's part of the business.
Right, because they give you these things. One, they can't wait for you to go out and purchase this shit. We're trying to create an image, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to help create the image for you. So we got to give you a car. Because if you want a busted down fucking apartment, you don't look like shit. And we can't sell that. We need you to have a nice looking car that looks like you can keep up with other people. We got to give you the jewelry. We got to give you the style. We create you. Mm-hmm. You can't afford this. We're hoping to recoup all of this based off of your talent. And then when your talent ain't shit and you're doing drugs and shit, we got to
and that's
and look, you lose it all.
And that's the number one thing people understand is the recoup. The recoup is the loan. They just call it recoup. They say, "Oh man, you don't. We got to get our percentage."
Well, so but they don't return on an investment.
But they don't understand that percentage also comes with recouping what they give you at the moment. So when you hear these rappers say, I ain't signing for nothing less than $1 million, also know that you ain't paying nothing back less than $1 million.
Right. It is a loan.
Like once you sign on the dot for that loan, because your rap career is funded by an investor, and that investor goes to the bank to get his investment. I don't give a fuck who you are. Whether you Universal, whether you Sony, whether you Interscope, they go to the bank to get their money.
You're the product. You're basically coming to the labels as the bank saying, listen, I got this talent, right? I'm the shit. And with what I got, I can make you this. I'm valuing myself as a business, right? I'm not taking nothing less than $1 million. Okay, if they feel like they can do something,
we can recoup.
Right, they're going to do it.
If we can recoup that $1 million back and plus more to where we profit at maybe usually, because when you buy a house, it's at an 8% interest, 6% interest. But guess what? These artists are getting hit at 100% interest, 200% interest. Because not only do they,
Why so much?
Because it's high risk. An artist is more high risk than giving a nigga a house who got a job and already got his shit going.
So basically, it's just like I used to see in these old TV shows where, like back in the 80s and 90s, and they'd be like, I can make you rich. Whether it was models or a singer, I can make you. That's all you are, but you're risky. So basically, it's like gambling with you, right? Because people are unpredictable. But people are unpredictable. Anything can happen with you. For this immediate time, while I have your attention, I can make this money back if you can do X, Y, and Z. I mean, people get sold into that shit. And they don't.
But this is the key. Everybody get different interest rates and different things. You get a different interest rate when you buy a car. You get a different interest rate when you buy a house. You get a different interest rate when you go get a payday loan. You get a different, you see what I'm saying? Everybody's on a different interest rate, right? The music business is the worst interest rate in the world. Worse than a loan shark. Worse than that. Worse than anything. You understand? They, like the music business, people, how it's structured. It's structured to be the worst ever. You see what I'm saying? This is why there's no successful artists. This is why there's no after music artists that live better in life after, they still have to do music forever.
Right. Music doesn't. You say they still have to do music?
Yes.
Forever?
And most artists have to do music for the rest of their life. There is no retirement. Nigga, they be 80 years old still singing on stage. 60 years old still having to do a show.
Patty's 80. You think she still has to?
Yeah, she's still the white that makes somebody still telling her to go sing because she still owes somebody money.
Still blow. No.
Listen.
Be different if she was like, she couldn't, but she could.
It ain't about that.
Drop every fucking.
You think Beyonce don't want to stop doing what she doing?
I'm pretty sure this last tour she was really, really hurt, and she was wearing a boot.
You think she not tired of doing the same tour? You don't. She make billions of dollars. You don't think it come to a point where you say, I make so much money. Why am I still doing this? Because somebody has to get paid. I owe, just like if I have $1 billion, I owe somebody 10. Mm-hmm. This is what people don't understand. If I have $1 billion, if I'm an artist and I have $1 billion, I owe somebody 10. If I'm an artist and I have $1 million, I owe somebody 5. See, people don't pay attention when they talk. Listen to T-Pain. What did T-Pain say? My first contract, I signed for $40 million. His first contract he signed for $40 million. Guess how much money they made off of T-Pain? 100 and something billion. Look it up. Off his, and we talking about name, image, likeness. See, people only know what name, image, likeness is now because of sports. Name, image, and likeness has always been in business. Bill Cosby, name, image, likeness. Jamie Foxx, that's not his real name, but that Jamie Foxx is part of his name, image, and likeness. How they make you. How many times Martin Lawrence had to change a different character, different image, and he sold every one of them images and likenesses and got rich. Your boy Eddie Murphy did the same thing. Your name, image, and likeness and how you can control them, create it is everything, right? So you got to say to yourself now, these artists like T-Pain, he had the T-Pain apps. He had the T-Pain ringtones. You know how much shit they did with that nigga name, image, and likeness when he was at his top? Mm-hmm. I don't think they did any for any artist like they did for T-Pain when he was at his top. We talking about ringtones. He had his own app where you can auto-tune your own shit. You see what I'm saying? Auto-tune was at its highest. And people were acting, the new age people were acting like he created it as if that nigga, the old school nigga, wasn't doing it way back in the day. What was the what was them niggas called?
Roger and Zach.
Roger and Zach. Them niggas started the auto-tune. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that that's how they get these niggas. That's how they wrap them up. And the rap industry is the easiest way to wrap a nigga up because I can give you $50,000 or I could give a struggling rapper who lives in the hood of Fort Worth, Texas, $20,000. Because remember, QC tried to give Goyayo 10. And Goyayo said, you got me fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So I could give a struggling rapper $10,000, still take his publishing, own his name, image, and likeness, right? Say I put $20,000 into him, put him next to a rapper, right? Blow him up, make him look good. Now I'm getting his YouTube checks. I'm selling t-shirts. I'm getting his t-shirts online. All this nigga getting his show money. And I'm still getting 30% of his show money. Well, who end up losing at the end? The artist.
The artist. But you want to be an artist, my nigga. Like, you ain't a businessman. You the artist. So do what artists do. And that's what they get upset about. They want to be artists.
Once the artists learn the business, right? They don't want to. Right. They don't want to be artists no more.
Exactly. It completely changes the game.
This is why certain businessmen got mad at certain people like Suge Knight, P. Diddy, for exposing the business This is why they went from CDs to streaming, because people started exposing certain tricks of the trades of the business. Mm-hmm. You think that these artists knew about publishing? They knew about how about their sound wave and their and licensing their voice. They didn't know, and trademarking they face, trademarking certain slogans they say. They didn't know about that shit.
Bling bling. Remember they put that in the dictionary.
And the white man got rich off of that.
No, didn't Lil Wayne?
No, he didn't. The white man got rich off of that. No, because what's the name? Said it. If he would have knew what he knew now, he would have been a billionaire off of just that word. What's his name? What's his name though? That be with Lil Wayne is Baby. Baby said if he knew what he would have knew about trademarking and shit about the game, he would have did what the white man did with bling bling. Crazy. You see what I'm saying? They've been trademarking and doing that type of shit way before us. You see what I'm saying? Remember,
that's what I was telling you that Little Kim had mentioned about Left Eye. She had went and bought all of her friends' names.